They're just your safe bans, and yep, there's the AA. Potentially a first pick Oracle could come out from aggressive mode, but that might be a little bit too wild for these lads. I don't know if they really play the Oracle too much.
Yeah.
But either way, a nice start to the draft, nothing too crazy, and yep, there's the Nick. The classic position 4 doesn't really reveal much.
No, it does not. So yeah, this is actually a very important game for aggressive mode, because if they can find the 2-0 here, that's going to put them on 9 points. Then they'll need a 2-0 in the other game to go above Fly to Moon and tie with Windstrike for the LAN. So they can get off 2 2-0s, and that's going to be comfortable. If they can get off 1-2-1 and 1-2-0, then that's going to put them equal with Fly to Moon. And if they are able to win a 1-2, what would that give them? That would give them...
I think the important thing to note here is simply
so
they
need to win the series, basically.
Yeah, aggressive mode have to win the series, and Cyber Legacy on the flip side, they have to win the series 2-0 to be able to get out of the relegation and then at least play in the kind of relegation playoff bracket. So currently they're sitting in the you're automatically out phase. If Cyber Legacy can claim that 2-0, then they push themselves into potentially sitting in the playoffs. But again, it's both teams really vying for the win again, but just different reasons. One battling for their life in the tournament, the other one battling for LAN.
Exactly. Yeah, they've got very different goals here. But aggressive mode turning up very late to this draft, suggesting that either they're really confident or they're not caring perhaps as much as they should, or maybe one player not caring as much as they should, or maybe it was a real issue. But well, actually, no, we know the issue, don't we? Someone was in a pub. We won't say who, but someone was in a pub. So make of that what you will.
Yeah. We can't tell if they won or lost because, unfortunately, said person isn't actually a big enough pro to be on Dota Pro Tracker, so you can't even check if they've got a game or not. But yeah, hopefully they did get
this Desire.
Sorry, say again.
Who's Desire on aggressive mode?
That would be.
So they used to have Boronia and Skitter and Lil. And now they've got Spartan, Sunlight, Thug, Skylark.
It's probably Valor, right? That's their new position 4.
Yeah.
But with a new name, I guess. Maybe nickname wrong.
Maybe.
Like Valor is there. Like they're currently playing with Thug and Valor, so it might just be Valor's Steam name just not coming through as a bug, or they might just be playing with a guy standing for this tournament for this game. Sorry, but
I mean, considering they had him this morning, it would be weird to see him not here now.
Exactly. But I think it is just Valor, just with a different name.
Let me check. I think I can check that real quick. Actually, let me just find out.
Well, either way, the draft progresses. Cyber Legacy going for the Earthshaker Morphling combination isn't as hot as it was before. It's kind of obviously fallen off. I think not really as broken as it first was, but still very much does hit those certain timings. It's really obnoxious to deal with. I don't think you're going to be seeing the Axe Rush come out straight away, but it'll be more like there's always the opportunity that they can progress into this itemization. Aggressive mode, though, going for the Beastmaster, pretty decent laner, but snap pick from Cyber Legacy, going for the Enchantress, trying to secure this Morphling's lane. Beastmaster always want to play off his boars, doesn't matter though, because if Enchantress steals your boar, you've lost your boar, mate. Pretty solid pickup. Also, you got to think about the healing potential from Enchantress. If Morphling goes down to low HP, get that nice whisk coming in from the Enchantress and keep up the Morphling happy. But damn, aggressive mode. Snap pick in the AM, like there is zero lockdown on Cyber Legacy. Like Earthshaker is their only reliable stun, and it isn't that good against Anti-Mage unless maybe you get that blink initiation. But at a later stage of the game, Anti-Mage itemizing for BKB doesn't really care too much. So a really good AM game right now. That it's gonna.
5 seconds remaining.
This is a spooky one, but AM is hot garbage if you're playing against an Earthshaker Morphling. If the Morphling gets a good start and does rush that Ags to play off high tempo, Anti-Mage cannot deal with that kind of big presence that this combination has. So maybe Earthshaker Morphling could have a resurgence simply due to the AM pick.
Radiant team ban.
Still don't know who this player is. He played in Ad Phenom as a stand-in as well. Alongside all the other boys back when
Desire?
back in MDL, he played as a stand-in for
Okay.
for Ad Phenom.
Ah, yeah, I see. 2000
10
and
seconds. Radiant team pick.
many years ago.
Dire team pick.
No, in this year, 5 months ago.
What?
He played in Ad Phenom at TI
Oh, yeah,
qualifiers
yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
Choose your
Hmm.
hero.
Oh, yeah.
Poor position.
Maybe,
for Ad Phenom. Who would that
maybe,
be?
maybe they just went on the same day they decided to make a roster change.
Anyway,
Maybe,
we got a Meepo pick. I think that's pretty important to talk about.
Yeah, kinda.
AM versus Meepo.
Yeah, it's rough. This is a really solid Meepo pick, but again, Sunlight is getting to play his Shadow Fiend. Oh, I feel like Shadow Fiend does really well against melee heroes. He's going to be able to put pressure onto the Meepo, but you've got to consider the fact that Meepo can always go to the jungle, farm up a storm, and there's such an early timing, which is going to be this Meepo maybe with an E-Blade Rush or maybe an early Blink Dagger. Pair that with this Morphling who he could very easily go for an early stat item into maybe this Ags. Complete aggression, non-stop running at you, and AM wants to hit creeps. Beastmaster, he should have an okay laning phase, but if he doesn't leave laning phase that well, then of course he'll want to sit back and farm. So aggressive mode, they don't really have the lineup that they're used to being able to play around, which is that post laning phase aggression. This time it's going to be after laning phase ends, they're going to have to look for pickoffs, play around maybe Sunlight with an early blink Yules, but it's never easy to play this pickoff game when you have this Meepo, this Morphling, non-stop farming and also able to apply pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a hard matchup to play when you've got so much carry just in one team. You know, so much farm ability. You got two problems you need to be putting out, two fires you need to be getting rid of, and yeah, only one fire extinguisher. So let's see what they can do. But yeah, just to confirm, the guy is not tagged up incorrectly. His name is Desire. He's a Greek player.
He's the Greek guy.
Yeah, he's played in a lot with Thug and Spartans, so a well-known accomplice, and Skylark, of course. In fact, this team is 4 out of 5 old old Ad Phenom now.
But not the good Ad Phenom back in the day though. They're still
Well, no, they're missing Madara. They're missing
MNT.
MNT. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they're slowly going back to old age, like new face Ad Phenom. But no, it's interesting. Let's not have any speculation. I do actually have the Rubik muted, so he's probably a little bit toxic. Let's I'll unmute him. There you go. Boop.
But yeah, I just want to point out as well that this is Lil versus his previous team.
Yep.
Lil has left aggressive mode, or I don't know. We don't know if he was left or if he was kicked or what. But yeah, no longer with that team. Apparently made a tweet about it, but his tweets have all been deleted since then. So he deleted all his tweets and put up a pinned post saying, "I let my play do the talking." So just little things.
Mad lad.
Yep, indeed. But yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a spice bowl, really. Bit of a spice match.
Okay. Yep. That's fair.
And I'm
And one
interested.
team-
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am worried that how aggressive mode are able to take these fights because they have a lot of single target spells like Raw, Telekinesis, and technically sure you got the Impale, but you don't have a lot of good stuns. And Morphling loves playing against no stuns. Meepo loves playing against no stuns. So
Yeah.
aggressive mode, they're gonna have to be cool, calm, calculated. Play this laning phase, try and take some early towers, try and put some pressure on them. But guess what? That's really hard to do when you have this anti-mage. Unless there's anti-mages, an active anti-mage, be able to maybe get some early rotations in. You don't see it that often, but when it's done correctly, it can apply a lot of pressure.
Diffuser
Just isn't that
anti-mage,
good.
let's go.
No, don't get carried away now, pal.
This courier is
carried
dead.
away.
Oh, Curry's not dead. Never mind. Plantimus couldn't find the second hit.
Oh,
H
Lil.
tree, but it's the wrong one. Meanwhile, Lil, well,
They,
Lil. Oh, he found a courier. Nice.
yeah, he did.
All right, so couriers are dying somewhere on the map at the very least. But yeah, off to a pretty standard start across the board. No one really getting completely dumpstered except this AM who's not really found much CS because there's been a lot of action down here. But at the very least, he's been chunking away at some Fool's Mana and trying to do as best he can. It's looking like it should be okay for Thug. He doesn't really care too much about Timbersaw, but yeah, it's definitely not going to be like a free AM game by any
As
stretch.
time progresses, it becomes a lot harder for this AM to lane, simply due to the constant harass and spam, especially at this level 1. Because there is level advantage on Timbersaw right now, AM doesn't have Blink, you got the Timber Chain up, lots of damage. The Timber Chain is pure damage, 100 pure damage on a 4-second cooldown, really good. But AM, of course, with the mana burn, Timbersaw doesn't have that many Timber Chains to really pump out in the lane, only presenting 2 before being out of mana.
No, he should struggle, and we'll keep an eye on this AM down in the bottom lane and see how he does on the net worth chart and the CS chart as the game progresses. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Bignum and Desire fighting it out in the trees. Meanwhile, Plantimos has found himself this weird little creep wave off by her side, but this Enchantress essentially wants to stay away from the lane as much as possible. She's not really super interested in trying to steal any of the Meepo's XP because he needs it all for himself to get that second Meepo online as soon as possible. Meanwhile,
Yeah, it's all about allowing this Meepo to get to a point where they can go to the jungle, and I really like the idea of putting the Morphling middle. It's you just want to be able to secure this farm, and Meepo against Shadow Fiend, it isn't a fun time, but Morphling against Shadow Fiend, it's a little bit more like playable. Of course, it's rough as you see here, but it's still playable.
Yeah.
If you ever see no one play mid on Morphling, he'll get the double Wraith Band, go for an early bottle, maxing waveform, as Chappie dies to the Fissure and the points and Timber Chains, non-stop right click, especially with the Uve as well, lots of pressure there. But no, with the Morphling, the early bottle, always being able to push out the waveform, will put Pikachu in a good position to have farm, unless he gets super zoned out in the next 2 minutes or so pre-bottle.
So, which team do you think is going to get the first 10 kills on this game?
It's probably going to be Cyber Legacy, just because they actually have the heroes that can move around the map and play off each other a little bit better.
Unless the
Even
Shadow Fiend
though-
goes completely nuts.
Sure, he might have that potential, but Lil already posturing himself middle, trying to prevent Sunlight having the standout game that he normally does find on Shadow Fiend. Note to self, didn't really have one today. He did have a upsetting Shadow Fiend game, but overall it's pretty good, yeah.
He's a good Shadow Fiend player, Sunlight. Isn't
Yeah, for sure.
If you let him do
Correct.
his thing, he will win you the game,
Yeah.
basically.
His best games, though, did come when Valor was playing a Clockwork, so the real question is how will he perform when he's playing with a new position 4 that maybe has a different play style, different rotation pattern, and he might have to be a little bit more independent in his laning phase. You can see how Lil already kind of mollycoddling this mid lane. That means pampering, securing Pikachu's farm.
Yes, for all the non-Brits out there who are wondering what on earth that word he just said was. Meanwhile,
Yeah, I
Plantimos gets a
realised
kill
after
to
I said it.
Skylark on the top lane as Lil comes in with a haste rune and finds himself a rotation and a successful kill on to his previous teammate. They're really trying hard to find this ball. Will manage to do so. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Chappie. He's a happy Chappie, as usual. Just hanging out, splitting waves, trying to put pressure onto AM, but AM, he should do okay under tower. Like, he's got nice amount of regen, nice amount of stats, so yeah. He's
I
just gonna...
really like this skill build from Chappie. Knowing that he's not going to have enough mana, he puts all his points in Timber Chain in his passive, means he can play behind the tower, get tanky, Nyx does literally nothing to him, and he's always going to be able to pump out some type of damage when he presses Soul Ring, that being, of course, the Timber Chain.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was one or the other, and he does go for the Timber Chain, which, again, I agree with as well. Gives you a little bit more. And being an Agi hero doesn't care as much about the stats reduction of wanting death. Meanwhile, lift up, throw back onto Bignum up at the top lane, but she's going to turn around with the net, and with Palentimos coming over, they're going to be able to bring down this Rubik. A little bit out of position there, and does get punished for it. Now with a boar of her own, she's going to be skipping happy.
But Lil mid, though, fissuring up Sunlight. Do you really have the damage? Answer, no.
No, just trying to buy the Morphling time and space, I
Yeah.
think, is the real reason for this here. Lil not kind of knowing he's
Nice
not
bottle
going to
roof, actually. Sunlight was in a really awkward position, especially with the not having a rune, no bottle charges, but nice TP from Rubik. Placing that nighttime ward, trying to cover him from the low rotation. 50-50, does he win? Oh, he does!
Ooh.
Blessed be thy game, he has the regen. Salvation for the mid lane, very skilled.
As if he needed more help. Meanwhile, oh, that's an AM courier dead to Lil as he's got the Tranquil Boots, easily able to chase down that, and
Very
even
nice.
stomps on his corpse as well with an enchant totem. Brutal stuff.
And And look at this. Look at
I have to
Anti-Mage
be
right now. He just
careful
doesn't
here. Is he
have
dead?
a lane to play in.
Stumped. Oh, doesn't have enough mana for the second enchant totem. That's unfortunate. Lil nearly grabbing that kill there, but not quite in the end. But still sending Anti-Mage back to base as he's just not having a game right now. The moment you leave him alone, Chappie will just amp up the pressure and break down this Anti-Mage to nothing.
No, especially with I think these little rotations have been so good. Forcing around TPs around the map means that you just can't keep a support static with the Anti-Mage. And especially, what hero can even put there to deal with this Dimmasaur? Pikachu, they're getting off the attribute shift on mid lane, not dying to this kind of feeble rotation. Spartan kind of clutching and hoping that he can maybe make something happen. Especially knowing that he's about to lose this tower bottom to that 5-minute catapult.
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it, Sun? It's not ideal. Sunlight's gonna come in and try and get the deny off, but unfortunately, he wastes all too much time getting raised off on the timber, trying to get the kill, and the tower goes down to the catapult all the same. And now Thug's here, and the two.
No, this is so sad to see, actually. Like, your Shadow Fiend comes in to try and get the timber kill, obviously doesn't get it, unfortunate, and then Thug's like, oh, I smell creeps, but Sunlight's like, but I just TP'd here, please, let me have them.
Yeah, now he's trying to go for the kill, but okay, nicely done. The Spike Carapace.
Yeah. That is why Nyx is such a classic hero against Timbersaw. Very easy to get that Carapace onto the Timber Chain to prevent him from disconnecting himself from any engagement. But again, as soon as aggression appears on one side of the map, Cyber Legacy capitalize on the used TPs and going for a pick-off. Beastmaster cannot survive against the Meepo Enchantress aggression by himself. He needs a Rubik for that lift, or the Nyx for his Impale to give him a little bit more time to get out.
All things considered, Cyber Legacy off to a damn good start in this game. Mostly on the back of Lil's Earthshaker, moving around, finding a ton of action, getting a ton of work done.
Yeah, I think Lil showing that if you had to compare Velour's Earthshaker earlier and then Lil's the much better shaker right now.
Oh, Pikachu again,
kill,
nearly getting killed off. They needed the Nyx assassin a little bit closer in there, and he wasn't. Therefore, they didn't have the lockdown, and they don't get the kill. But immediately, Shadow Fiend pops the Invis rune, seeing if maybe he can catch out the Morphling. But he's not going to
play. I actually hate Morphling so much. He went from full strength to full agi, back to strength, 600 HP gain. Didn't have to do anything. Like, this hero, I actually hate it so much. That was a passion.
I hate that. I hate that group heads as well. And again, another misdone from Spartan. Oh dear, this can't keep happening in aggressive mode. They are choking. They're falling apart. Every movement they seem to make is either plagued by problems or misplays or something. Or Lil.
Meanwhile, you go on one Meepo thinking it might get him, but meanwhile, the other clone's still farming up the other side of the map. So, yeah, going pretty well for Cyber Legacy. Just, it's the pressure that you have when you have this anti-mage. Like, he's trying to farm the jungle, he's trying to do something, but now look at Chappie. Invading the jungle, trying to close out this part of the map to ensure that anti-mage is going to have a sad time.
A simple theory, but an effective one nonetheless.
Sunlight really trying to be active, going bottom, going mid, now moving top. Like, he just moved around the map, but he keeps getting caught by a little, like, top, caught by the creep. Now his move's kind of wasted. Bottom, there's nothing to achieve, so unfortunately, Sunlight trying to make things happen for his team, but not able to really capitalize on anything, especially with the missed stuns.
Yeah, I'm also not a big fan of Spartan taking the bounty rune there when the Shadow Fiend has got, you know, a bottle ready to go. He can farm up this triangle if he wants, but nope. Going to be forced to only allowed one bounty rune.
Oh, it's so refreshing to see, like, Enchantress actually, like, he's not been too obnoxious in the game. He's existed, and now the Meepo's gone jungle, so now you have this position 5 Enchantress just free farming top. And if you want to kill him, you're going to have to commit quite a lot. It's going to be a raw, maybe triple raise, like, you're going to either have 2 or 3 heroes to kill him. So now if you look at the minimap, look how spread Cyber Legacy is. You're farming up, like, three parts of the jungle, both lanes, like 3 lanes and 2 parts of the jungle, sorry. It's like so much farm being obtained by Cyber Legacy compared to aggressive mode, all being condensed in just one little kind of central location.
Chappie walking around as Spartan coming forwards inside of his Vendetta and getting some information. Now they'll see Lil. Plantamos though, he's farming out this wave, and there's not, I don't really see what they're going to do here.
They might be able to catch the Meepo. They do have a big numbers advantage right now, but the instant slam from
Jesus.
Lil.
No chill at all, as Lil just throws it down and just buys the space for his Meepo to get out, I guess.
Yeah, meanwhile, Chappie's already pushing in mid with the DD Morphling. Pikachu giving it a slap or two. Rubik having to cancel his TP, otherwise probably imminent death. And yeah, Bignum just loving life, hitting many creeps in the top lane.
Yeah, I'm actually fine with that slam as well. It stops him getting the lift or roar out onto the Meepo, allowing Meepo to just run himself away. Like, Lil knows there's not going to be a team fight in the next kind of, you know, however long, what, 2 minutes? There's not going to be a team fight in that time. They're not going to need the Echo Slam. And even if they did, he doesn't have the blink anyway, so not a huge much he could do with this Echo Slam, so just use it there and then. Instant lockdown, stop any kind of initiation coming through onto your carry, and get him out safely. And then Palantimos goes and...
Nope.
Radiant's top
Perfectly
he's
fine,
safe,
but
he's safe.
attack.
Phew.
the way that Morphling and Timbersaw are playing together right now is really nice. Just there's no way that you can kill both of these heroes, especially like we already mentioned, the lack of lockdown. So both of them here playing together, Chappie tanking the tower, Morphling hitting the tower. It means you can just take pretty much any objective for free, unless aggressive mode rotate a lot of heroes. But Rubik tries to deny, does miss it. Oh, Morphling, aggressive waveform, buddy.
Lift,
No
yeah,
way you
not
kill
sure
him,
on
though.
this
Where's
one,
the
but
stuns?
yeah, he's got the strength. He's got so much health, it's just impossible to get through him. Now Pikachu turning into that next assassin in order to bring him down, and Chappie will get the last hit. Spartan is sent to the bin, and now, well, back to square one, boys. There is nothing. I mean, aggressive mode. Where do they have a timing to work towards now?
Yeah, they have to just ideally take fights away from the towers so that their anti-mage can get to the Battle Fury, get to a couple items, because right now you're pretty much fighting 4v5, and your 4v5 isn't even that good because you don't have big team fight. Normally, you're able to bridge the fact that you have a big, heavy carry, a big creep hitter, with the fact that you have an insane team fight on the other 4 heroes to kind of mitigate this offset of 1 hero down, but aggressive mode, they don't have that, so they're going to have to play for pickoffs and hope to play for some type of aggression in awkward spots of the map, be it in the enemy jungle here or located kind of in this bottom area away from towers.
Oh crap, I
Look at
forgot to
the
do the minimap
Morphlings.
cam for that.
No, it's fine, no worries.
Weak.
You also look at Morphling as well. He's rushing the E-Blade, not trying to go too into anything.
All right, this time,
Potentially getting picked off.
this time
Oh,
they've got
the
it, but they got the
sentry.
Sentry Ward down, and well, they're gonna try it. They're going for the Roar. They've got some razors to throw out as well. They're starting to get through his defensive. Thug coming over, doesn't have enough mana for the Mana Void though. So even though he has popped this Ghost Scepter, he's not as vulnerable as you might think. But oh, missing the raise, but it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have any more health left, and Desire will grab that kill onto the Morph. But still, 5 heroes up here, taken to bring down this Morphling. Meanwhile, Palantimos, he's just doing his thing, and this is what we talked about in the draft, you know, the 2 fires to put out. You've dumped your entire bucket of water on one, meanwhile the other one is blazing down in the bottom lane, dropping your tier 2 tower to half health and farming up an absolute storm as Palantimos way ahead on the net worth chart.
Bottom tower is under
Yeah, and also, even after that pick off that, or so many heroes from aggressive mode, you can't even convert that into a simple tower. You're having to defend your bottom tier 2, so in terms of map control, they didn't really obtain much. Skylark might be able to take top tower due to Dire favouring taking this tier 2 rather than defending this kind of somewhat meaningless top tier 1 due to the outpost being also present on the Dire side. Tier 2 falls bottom. Yeah, I think Cyber Legacy are very happy with the start of this game.
Oh yeah, there's no, I mean, you know, 15 minutes in, 5k goal advantage with the Meepo Morph lineup, like, you couldn't be better.
But Anti-Mage did get a last hit on the tower, and he actually does have the Battle Fury, so 15 minutes for a Battle Fury in a game where he's been jungling pretty much from like minute 6, so you gotta give him a bit of respect there. That's pretty good farm coming out from him.
Yeah.
The thing is though, will he be able to get the Manta +1 item to have impact in the fights? Ideally, I think he wants to go Manta Basher, and then he can actually start fighting properly. But will there be enough time in this game to do that? As you see, there's aggression coming in mid. Lil revealing the Blink Dagger, using the Slam on Sunlight. I'm guessing you caught that, and just such a free kill.
Definitely
on
caught that.
Cyber Legacy.
Definitely caught that.
Moving straight into Roshan after this pickoff. It's like Roshan nowadays, unless you have a Slada or a Venge, it's like very much You get a pick off and you go straight to Roshan. Meepo loves doing it, and the game really wants Cyber Legacy to win because they've just given them a DD out of the pit as well, just to amplify this Roshan attempt. It's not even an attempt, just...
His eyes just like, maybe I can get the last hit on Roche. Nope, okay, whatever. I'm just going to run myself away. Yeah, might as well give it a go. Meanwhile, where's our anti-mage? Thug Cam, let's go. Farming hard.
And not so fast.
Oh yeah, not as fast as you would like.
But
How
when he gets the
come out?
treads, oh yeah,
Ooh,
that's when the
he's
attack
gonna
speed
hit
kicks in.
maximum over farm.
Just like Cloud9 had to cue the anime music for their final day of the summit to try and come back, Fug has to do the same for his farming speed. He really needs to ramp it up, try and get another 7k gold, and then he's going to be relevant on the map. Until then, all he can do is play aggressive, skip out waves. There it does come to a point where he could also start skipping aggressive waves behind these tier 2, tier 3 towers, or in between them, sorry, just trying to prolong the game. Of course it. I'm not saying this will be easy, but it's something. Meepo just running around aggressively, Blinky Blade by himself, getting caught in the jungle.
Age is gone, and this is the main Meepo here as well.
Yeah.
So all the Meepos are going to respawn on this exact spot, and you know Sunlight going to go for the Requiem, but cancels it out. Yeah, there we go. There's Requiem we're looking for. Focus on Meepo. They've chosen their target. Can they bring him down with an Impale with a right click? They will be able to. Palantimos, big question marks being raised there. In fact, I'm going to try and draw the biggest question mark I can to really hammer home what on earth was that? What? Indeed. But yeah, you know, sometimes, some days you just go and hunt an AM, and unfortunately you find, you know, 3 heroes in the enemy jungle. All right, you know, you die.
The issue there is just the fact he had his main Meepo. If he just brought any other Meepo there, you waste the Aegis. That was quite a big throw. Not able to really utilize his Aegis that they worked moderately not that hard for.
He did have the blink dagger on the main Meepo, so that's why that guy was hanging around, because he wanted to take a jump onto the AM and who was farming the lane. But I think that was actually Thug's read, to be honest. Like, well, no,
never worth it.
Especially with this ward down here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, never good. That was a horrendous play from Meepo.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But top tower gone. You know, it's not enough to swing the game back just yet. AM might be able to start closing the gap, but still. He's got a long way to relevancy.
Top lane, sorry. Shadow Fiend getting jump. Not really enough damage. More like tickling Sunlight.
Yeah, give him the old razzle dazzle.
The once over.
Indeed, indeed. Tickle the pickle. And Meteor Hammer being built on Spartan, which he's nearly at as well, to be fair. He's trying to take the farm off his Shadow Fiend, not winning that one, strangely. Shadow Fiend's BKB maybe a little bit more important than the Nyx's Meteor Hammer. Can't say I've seen many Meteor Hammers turn games around.
Alright,
here we go, but maybe I'm about to.
There's the scan though. It's kind of obvious that they're in this position. Oh, Pikachu finding out the Beastmaster.
Hello, sir. He's just kind of sitting there waiting for death already. Well, he shall receive it. Down he goes.
So much pick-off potential. Meepo, E-Blade, Morphling, E-Blade. Even if they connect some of their minimal stuns onto the side of Cyber Legacy, so Nyx, Rubik, Beastmaster, any of these, there's 2 E-Blades in the team on Cyber Legacy. I feel like it's so hard for them to really get any damage across in these fights now.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Also the counterpart to that is even if they're making the jump, there's so much damage coming out in such a small amount of time. Anti-Mage, he doesn't really enjoy that. Skylark, the Beastmaster, he's gone for Medallion, so Solar Crest. He doesn't even have a pipe or anything, so quite susceptible to this early shotgun coming out from both the 2 cores and Cyber Legacy. Going for the Lincoln Sphere and Morphling as well, just identifying the fact there's not a lot of lockdown. I get this Lincolns, you pretty much are never going to be able to kill me.
Smoke out from aggressive mode here. They're looking for a Timbersaw, and they might just find one. Chappie seemingly
they have the
not
outpost,
nervous.
Though.
He's chilling.
Like if he gets there, he has a sentry.
No, they see him.
Wasn't a read. Was literally just vision.
That one up there, in case you're wondering. And yeah, Chappie's just like, fine, okay. Nice gank, yo, but they're still here. Lift will come out, and
now he's at the
that's a hit. They
outpost.
don't. But yeah,
They have
heroes
Slam on the
are coming
Earthshaker.
in. Earthshaker
Oh.
making his way up. Oh, it's a big one.
There it
it's
is.
a big one. There it goes. Lil comes slamming on down, and 3 heroes dead immediately. Oh dear, 3,330 damage. I mean,
Excellent work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quick reactions, TPing on the high ground, sees all these heroes, all these units from the Beastmaster as well, all grouped up, and Thug. Oh, he nearly got away with that as well.
Many
he nearly
nets
got
missed.
away with it. Yeah, that's true. They've used them all. So,
Yeah, they did.
uh-oh. Ooh, eat that tree.
Another one
Oh,
miss.
oh god, he's got more nets, but he just finally get himself away. Oof.
Yeah, this game is collapsing ever so quickly.
You can't collapse what was never built.
That is true. Where's Valor? We need him back.
We do. Where is Velhor? Maybe he was in a pub as well. I think they're all going to be in pub after this game, and not the Dota type.
What's your favorite game when, like, if you go to a pub? You prefer darts or pool?
I prefer pool. I think darts are a bit, you know,
It's finicky, you know.
it's finicky. It's hard to
Never
take
been
the
good at
score.
FPSs.
The moment you have like 2 drinks and it's like 20 plus 13, what the hell is that? You know, and then you got to minus that off your total. It's very confusing.
It is just like sunlight nearly getting out there. That equally as confusing. Not really, actually. That was just me trying to blend 2 things together.
It's not a smooth segue, but that's all right. Can't win them all.
No, just like aggressive mode. Now that.
Oh, getting smoother,
segue.
getting smoother. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's always potential when you've got an AM on your team.
Yeah, anti-mage, it's all about that. Split push, always pushing, getting your creep waves, but I feel like the rebuttal to that is simply you have a Meepo. Meepo happily spreads himself thin, wide across the map, right? He wants to put a clone up in each lane, pushing them out. So even if Meepo is pushing aggressively, anti-mage is pushing aggressively, Meepo can always respond to that. So it's not as like painful as, let's say, you're a Medusa strat where you're very clunky running down lanes and anti-mage is jumping around behind you. It's really not as simple as it could be, simply because of this late Meepo pick, but they are setting up on top with the Beastmaster, Anti-Mage, and Nyx onto the Meepo. Take it away.
Damage, Meteor Hammer as well, coming on down, and with the Mana Void and the Meteor Hammer damage, that is going to be enough to tick away Palantimos, but the response is coming in. Aggressive mode, they are actually still looking to fight this one. No. Skylark, he's going to get run down, he's going to get killed off. Chaffee finds a return kill, and they get something in back, but, you know, it's a good trade. It's a good trade. You'll take that every day of the week. Skylark for the Meepo. Top of net worth versus 6th in net worth. Definitely a good trade.
Yeah, pretty decent for them. Like, this Meepo is pretty much even though it's the hero that is meant to have the best performance, I think it's probably having the lowest impact in the game right now, simply due to him being picked off a couple of times. But it is hard to play Meepo against Beastmaster, Nyx. Like, Beastmaster always has vision, Nyx is always going to be there with Vendetta. Like, it's going to be hard to make sure you're always in a safe spot. But again, you got a Morphling, you got Timbersaw. Like, the Meepo isn't the win condition in this draft, so he's already doing his job. Oh, Rubik blown up.
Yeah, they found him.
Dead.
Trying to TP away in the tree line, but they get the vision, they get the kill, and he does not survive very long at all. But at least the aim gets out, and that's the important thing.
12k up at 25 minutes. We've seen pretty much this type of lead in most of the games today. It's been a very one-sided day, unfortunately. Just clean 2-0. It's not like yesterday where it's a little bit of back and forth. A nice, really playing off the fact that teams relied on vision and map position. In these games...
We had the Alchemist game, which was a little bit one-sided. You know, the Alchemist was losing, and then he won, but... Yeah, I mean...
I feel like that was just a
ticking time bomb.
Yeah, that game was always going to be the Alk favored, so it really wasn't like a surprise that they had a good start. It was just like, alright, yeah, Alk's here, by the way.
Oh yes, we forgot about that hero. Innocent death ensues.
Huzzah! And now you have to see, look at Roshan Meepo starting it. They do have the Hawk on aggressive mode, scouting out his Roshan attempt. maybe they can contest it. They have the blink use BKB on Shadow Fiend. Obviously, using the fear inside the pit can be very disruptive.
Well,
See
this
how it
whole
goes.
Poppy has to go in. BKB, ultimate thrown down as well. They're jumping into the pit, but Sunlight's just taking too much damage from Pikachu. He's going to rip through him, and with the Yule's going to buy him a little bit of time. Meteor Hammer coming down as well. They might have just picked up Palantimos. Palantimos will die to Roshan as he thumps him down, but Thug is dead as well. Pikachu, this is his fight. Both the other cores are dead. Meanwhile, Cyber Legacy, they focus up on Roshan whilst Pikachu gets everybody else out of the way. Chappie takes the Aegis. Radiant somehow get the final hit onto Roshan. I have no idea what was in the vicinity to get the last hit on Roche. Absolutely no clue. It must have been a boar. That's all I can think. Any idea? That it has to be a boar. There was nothing else remotely close to
Could have
Roche.
been Axis from Beastmaster. I was currently focused on the Morphling and his engagement, kind of
Possibly a Shack
disconnecting
Ram.
the Radiant side from the pit. Maybe so.
There are a couple of things, but yeah, I was focused on the morph as well. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Rubik being beaten down into his own tier 4s. The humanity, there is none. Although Lil might die to that. No, Victim's gonna heal him. There you go, buddy. And now the middle tier 3 tower's gonna go down. Tier 3 dead. Barrack's gonna follow as well. Oh, they've actually found someone in the backlines, and that someone is Spartan. Fish are gonna follow. Have they got the vision? Yes, they do. Oh, still
Carapace in
trying
one.
to chase. Yeah, I think this is it. I mean, do you really want this, Lil? He's got a gem, that's why. That's how they saw him.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, it's a
attack.
rough one. I think Anti-Mage, though, he's got the Banner Free, he's got the Manta. If he can somehow get the Basher, then maybe he can make an explosive jump. Like, you saw how that Requiem, it did a lot of control. Again, it's kind of easy to say when you're inside the Roche pit, but he melted after that. If he can, he's currently got the Ags tabbed in, trying to play off the Requiem. That's the only way I think the Shadow Fiend can have impact in his fight, is if he gets that instant jump and blows up a hero.
Yeah.
Still 3k gold away before he has that like impact, and
Yeah,
so
meanwhile,
actually,
your Barracks
they don't
going
need to
down.
stop. Yep.
There's BKB pick up on Pikachu, you know, pretty straightforward. Ethereal Blade, BKB, and it just makes this Requiem do nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Has fallen.
Oh, that's in so look, even with the, we didn't mention this, but an early Vlad as well, he understands that his timing is enabling his Meepo and Morphling, and he is so farmed.
Yeah,
He started with
Bloodstone
the pipe, then went
almost ready.
Vlad.
Raw comes out though,
Raw,
they're going up the backlines, but the anti-mage immediately getting netted up. He didn't see it coming, and now he is dead. Sunlight trying to save him, but unfortunately, the ultimate, it doesn't do anything as Pikachu just comes in, right-clicks, brings him down. Sunlight's dead. Buyback comes out from him. Nick Tassin as well, buying back into this one. With other anti-mage, it seems pretty unlikely that they'll be able to hold this one. Pikachu comes forward, throwing the stun thrown back, but the barracks are already dead. Chappie just sitting under the tier 4s, doing whatever he wants. That has pretty much been the game. Chappie and Pikachu doing whatever they want. The Meepos had a bit of a rough one, but, you know, it all comes back to the 2 fires strategy. You have 2 fires and 1 bucket of
It's what
water.
happens when you don't have enough control. You spend so much time killing the Meepo, even if you do kill him, then you can't answer with the Morphling.
Oh, goodbye,
Really
Spartan.
running around the fight. E-Blade after E-Blade.
It's a
Shotgun after
massacre.
shotgun.
It is a absolute massacre. And the GGs will be called. The white
There it
flags
is.
wave. They want nothing more to do with this game. Aggressive mode, they'll be heading forward to game number 2. This draft just did not go their way. This game just did not go their way. There were options for sure, but unfortunately, Cyber Legacy just made it way too hard, and Lil will get revenge on his former team in the first game of this best of 3 series, but still, a series yet to come, and that is only the first game. But if the other 2 games today were anything to go by, then we're in for a very short day, I think, T.
Yeah, I this is not the aggressive mode that I think we're used to seeing. I know we're used to seeing them pick carries that are need a little bit of time to come online, but still can play off of their ability to be in the right position and kind of ignore the fact that they need items to be strong. But when you pick an anti-mage, I know it looks like a great anti-mage game, but you haven't covered yourself with this Meepo ban, for example. And I know hindsight's a powerful tool. After the Meepo pick, you're like, oh, we should ban Meepo, but their draft is so built around them not feeling too much pressure and being able to get Antimage to 3 items to then play really good Dota. But Bun, all of his early moves, missed many stuns, unable to connect with the raises, and then you had Thug just having to jungle, meant you could take an early tower bottom, Chappie then pairing really well with the Morphling, taking mid and top tier 1, and then you're suddenly looking at like all 3 towers taken within the first 15 minutes, the tier 1 towers. Meepo just free farming, and even if you kill the Meepo a couple of times, you're killing him once he's got E-Blade Blink. Like, he doesn't really care in the grand scheme of it. Morphling's free farming. Bignum to some degrees getting tankier. Lil's got his quite blink dagger. Like overall aggressive mode, their drafting is, as the days go on and the series progress, people are understanding their playstyle, and I think their consistency with what they want to do in the game and what they're picking, it isn't correlating, and they need to go back to the drawing board, I think, and really make sure they understand how they want to win games, because right now it isn't that clear.
No, it's not. And I wish they'd stop picking Shadow Fiend, honestly, because it looks weird. It looks rough. It looks like it's not doing enough. But
the Shadow Fiend in the grand scheme, I think this is fine though. The Shadow Fiend is a good Sunlight comfort pick, gives you the team fight, gives you everything else. The issue is, why do you have a position 5 Nyx? Why do you have a carry anti-mage? Like, why do you have all these weaker heroes that can easily, like it's just questionable, the outside part of it. Like, look at Cyberlexi's draft. You have just the casual Timbersaw, a really hard to kill Morphling, good control from Earthshaker, laning phase dominance from the Enchantress, and then wrapping up with this Meepo who's like, oh damn. But then aggressive mode, it's like, you've got this Shadow Fiend. Cool. I think overall this is probably the best hero they have in their draft. Personally, I think this is one of the best heroes they can pick. But it's picking the right heroes, get good reliable stuns to pair with it, make it possible that you can take towers and actually play together. Like Nyx and Rubik support duo. When you have a Nyx 5 and the Rubik 4, it's just kind of whatever. And then you have the anti-mage carry. So I think the main primary focus is think about your good heroes and find good pairings and find good combinations. Don't just kind of react to a draft and get to the end of it and go, well, this is what we got now. So the focus is not personally the Shadow Fiend, it's what you're doing to enable the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, that's going to tie off game number 1 of Aggressive Mode versus Cyber Legacy, but stick with us as this series is yet to conclude, as we have one more game possibly to come if Cyber Legacy can take the win, or possibly 2 more if Aggressive Mode can come back into it. Will they be able to? Find out shortly. We're going to throw it over to a short break, and then we're going to be back with game number 2. My name's Nomad. His name is TeaGuvnor, and my brain's apparently 1 out of foul, but we're going to see you after a short break.